to teach you how to put the right amount of backer on your bait casting reel. It helps save a little money before you put the topper, which is your fluorocarbon, your expensive line. So basically, you're going to have to get your box. You're going to have to look at the box or the manual and decide how much line capacity, depending on the size you're putting on, does your reel hold. In this case, I'm putting 15-pound test. So a 14-pound test line, this reel holds 150 yards. I don't want to put 150 yards of this on there. It's 1,000 yard spool. If I put 100 yards, I can get 10 spools. If I put 150 yards, I'm only going to get about 6 spools. All right, see the math? It's real simple. I want 10 spools out of this. I want to use 100 yards exactly every time. Unless I have a line counter or go to Bass Pro Shops or somebody that sets it up that way in the beginning, there's no, how do you count it? What if you're in your boat? So today I'm going to give you a real quick, simple tip. If you'll look at the reel capacity first to know how much you want to put as backer. In this case, my reel capacity was 150 yards. I want 50 yards of backer. All right. Now, for this Tatula, it tells me that for every full handle of the crank, full turn is 26 inches. Basically, that's telling me that every full turn is 2 feet. This is where you got to do just a little bit of math, and I've got it down here for you real quick. If 26 inches per full turn is basically 2 feet, okay? Decided 30 yards, so I'm going to have a little bit more. The reason that I decided 30 yards is I'm actually going to put 17-pound backer, so a little bit heavier. But I want 30 yards of backer, which will allow me to put about 100 yards of topper. All right, now let's go back to the math. It's real simple. All right, if 30 yards equals 90 feet, and every full handle crank is 2 feet, I'm going to divide 90 by 2, and that means 45 cranks. 45 full handle revolutions should give me about 30 yards. All right, so let's try that. All right, let's attach this real quick. And I'm going to show you those cranks. So I'm only going to go, I don't have to go all the way to the tip. I'm only going to go in that first guide. That's all I need. If your spool has holes in it, use it. Make sure your line goes through those holes to attach, and then you don't need to put anything else behind it. If you do not, sometimes I'll put a little bit of tape behind it, and most definitely put tape if you are putting braid, because it'll just slip. So I've actually gone through the little holes that the Tatula has, and I'm attaching that line nice and good in there, so there's no way it can slip. I don't need any tape for backer to keep from slip. I'm gonna go ahead and get in there and trim out that little tag. And now, keep in mind, normally, at this point, you're gonna have somebody put, a pin through your deal here, hold it for you, or you're gonna have somewhere on the wall that you can hang it. That's what I do. I have a spot over here where I hang it on the wall. But remember, when you're spooling a bait caster, you want spool to spool. See how these spool to spool? Rolling. You don't want face to spool. You want spool to spool. This spool is running the same way as this spool. All right? With a spinning rod, it's just the opposite. You got a spinning rod like this, you do want these to be face to face when that line's coming off. Not this way, not rolling, face to face. Okay? So that's really important. Now I'm going to do 45 cranks, which should be 30 yards of backer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. 45 cranks. Now it's real simple. I'm going to take my fluorocarbon line. I should have, if you look in there, 45 cranks, a good 30 yards. Really, it's just a little bit more than that. Remember, it's 26.3 inches per handle crank. So this should allow me to do a little uni to uni knot now. And then I got a really cool trick for you. Y'all saw my little trick where I just spooled that backer. When you're at home by yourself, you don't have a line machine like that, you can do what I did on the wall there, or a friend holds it. But what do you do when you're in the boat? What do you do when you're by yourself in the boat? And now it's time to turn a whole bunch. If I just turn 45 cranks for 30 yards, man, I've got 100 yards of this that I'm going to be putting on here in a minute. I'm going to show you one of my favorite tricks after all the fishing that I've done. I can't believe that it really took as many years as it did to discover this cool trick. But we are now going to put the 100 yards on. I've got the 30 yards or so of backer. Should work out where every time now I can put 100 yards on. But let's go to the boat, okay? And I'm going to show you a cool trick to spool up when you're all by yourself in the boat. So I'm in the boat and I want to re-spool this line. There's nobody to hold it for me. I don't want the spool spinning all around on the bottom. What do? All right. You don't have one of those line deals that they offer. Bass Pro Shops has a little machine, you know, and just attach it right here on your boat. Remember, spool's got to be spool. Maybe you don't have that. Maybe you don't want to spend the money on those little gadgets. Here's the trick. Take your net. Open your net. Prop it up across the seat in the opening of the gunnel. All right, so here we are. We're in the boat now, and we're looking for a place. No one's here to hold it. I don't have one of those machines to set it on. I get my net. I prop my net out. I drop it in the bottom of the net. And I now can spool up. Hopefully you can see that in the bottom of that net, that the spool's not going crazy. It's not going all over the place. It's sitting in a controlled environment there. Whoops. That's nice. I reel up my cable. Controlled environment there. Real simple, all by myself. Be able to spool up in the boat. If I didn't have that net there, that spool would be fishing all around in the bottom of the boat, going crazy. But remember, the lesson here is to achieve the backer so that by the time I put this expensive fluorocarbon topper, nice and full spool, maybe just a scotch more. Now I'll pull just a little bit extra because I'm going to thread that through the rod. But I've now just showed you how to save money by putting backer before your fluorocarbon. So folks, now I have my rod and reel ready to go, spooled up with just 100 yards of fluorocarbon. And for the future, it's real simple. Once I start getting down near, I start seeing that splice, the uni to uni knot, then it's time to put new line. Most of the time I don't ever see that knot. If it's time for new line, I'm going to drop the reel. I don't have to count no more. The math and all that's done. All I got to do is strip to the knot. So the initial setup, learn how much the reel handle picks up, how much line capacity it holds. Do yourself a little math, figure out your backer. You need about 30 to 40 yards probably of backer so that you're putting 100 yards of fluorocarbon line. That's a tip of the week, money saving tip. Love the tip in the boat. I hope you use that. If you're ever by yourself, you'll go, wow, that is cool. Drop your net, put your line on inside the net. Spool won't go everywhere. Love it. Thanks for watching. I'm Michael McFarland. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Listen, I'm less than 100 away from 1,000 followers, which is really, really cool. So if you're enjoying the videos, please subscribe. Tell your friends about it. As fishing picks up here, I will be doing McFarland's Corner. I will be doing the daily rundown. So we're going to do a daily rundown and every other week McFarland's Corner, which in essence, McFarland's Corner will be a journal with lessons, a teaching. If you look back in the archive, you can see what McFarland's Corner is. You can see the difference between a daily rundown and a corner. But lots of lessons, lots of good fishing. Thank you all for watching so much. Appreciate you. God bless, and great fishing.